Hello and welcome back to Fellonius Yapping about. It's time to talk about something that is so far away, it's like 8.5 hours away from me, but still has so much in common with Sweden that I can't just miss out on it. It's Nippon, or Nihon, or Japan as you call it. I don't know where that name Japan came from. It's not what they call it. They call it Nihon. But that's not the point. The point is that it's one of the most high technological countries in the world, or was at least. So that's not something that we have in common with Sweden. But I'm going to see if I can't find why it's so intriguing to think about Japan if you're a Swede. Now, I should probably point out from the start, it is also the other way around. There are several Japanese people, tourists, in Sweden as well, and we also have people who has moved here. Not far from where I stand, there is at least 2 or 3 Japanese people, which is nice. That's fine. And I also know another guy, a friend of my son's, who has moved to Japan. So he's there working. And they are here working. Yeah, everything works out fine. Now, Japan is as far as I know, bigger in many senses than Sweden. There are more people, of course. There are more people all over the place. I mean, I think Japan has more people than just in Tokyo than we have in Sweden total. But that's not the point. They are also thin spread. That is, they have a lot of empty houses. There are big areas of Japan that is not inhabited. People have moved away from that place to where the work are, and that is often the big cities, and Tokyo, of course. We have the same here in Sweden. We have Stockholm that is taking all the people that are, well, at least should be still up there in north and south, but they are not. And then we also have a lot of people south of Stockholm that is also more European. They are connected to Denmark, for instance, and Germany. I don't know how that is relevant for Japan. Another thing that might not seem so much like is the language. We have a language that is approximately 26 million people who are understanding. That is Swedes, Danes and Norwegians, of course. The 3 countries together, talk more or less the same language. But it is one of the minor languages in the world, and the same can be said, sort of, about the Japanese. It's not that many who are having it like a second language. Strangely enough, many Swedes have it, but that's not the point. But the same goes for Swedish. There's not that many people who have that as their second language. So it's a bit of a thing. There are a couple of things that is more or less relevant for the future of Sweden. If we are following the Japanese problems they have with low birth rate, for instance, many elderly people who are not taken care of or can't work more, or pensioners totally. We have the same starting to happen here in Sweden. I'm not saying that it is just as worse as in Japan, but we do have that bit of a problem. And both Sweden and Japan is thinking about getting people in, immigrants in, to keep our keep our elderly homes and stuff, retirement homes, staffed, because we need people. Same goes actually also for the UK, United Kingdom. They also have that problem as well, but that is because of Brexit. So it has nothing to do with the way we have it. And we also have a low birth rate here in Sweden, maybe not as low per capita as Japan, but we do have it. There are some things, however, that is not similar to Sweden at all. They are a very quiet, calm people, so can we be said about us, but they work 18, 20 hours a day. They don't even get home during the night. They sleep in the subway. They sleep in small hotel rooms and stuff. We don't really have that in Sweden, at least. Yeah, America is more like that, totally. Now, the culture is not alike either. Mostly because I'm not certain about the Swedish culture, and I am still learning about the Japanese culture, and with that I mean besides manga and anime, because that's not really culture as such. So I'm sitting and looking at the last thing I saw now was someone making paper hair bands to have on their sumo wrestlers, because they have a special sort of hairdo, and they back in the days made a hairband that tied that with a paper band, and there's only two left making them in Japan. That is very odd. Interesting, I would say. So I have a lot to learn about Japan and their inside culture, so to speak. I love Japan in one way, but they do have their problems, and they have their language that I can't really learn, alas. Well, normally we don't think about other countries, but I have been just sitting looking on YouTube, seeing a lot, so I thought I should do something about it. That's it. Take care. See you next week. Bye.